So I redid the fight, knowing what I know about the boss. I also redid the entire stage, but I narrated all the experience or whatever. But wasn't a really interesting video. It's just the same Bluwill result. I might use the footage for my Bluwill guide video or a complete to wheel guide video. I have the red wheel and the ultra wheel and the mono chaos wheel footage as well. So I just need to edit them all together and explain what's happening in the to wheel videos. But to wheel's a very complicated champion and where what cars go. So I'm worried it might be too long. Like right now, to explain everything about Tawil and how to play her in every realm, I estimated it might take like an hour, maybe two, and that might be too long of a video. Something about splitting the video up into 4 parts: mono will, blue will, red will, ultra will, or I can just keep it one big video. Comment below what you guys want for my Tawil guide video, because I do play her the most out of probably anyone in the community, because I love playing Tawil. I like playing a trillion cards. But anyway, I managed to get this down to 9 turns. I think with some investment and more grinding, I can get it down to maybe 7, 8. And if I whale, I'll get it down to like 6. So with counter, you can cheese the boss. Yeah, well, that's why Daft is pretty good in here too, if you whale her out. However, it's not realistic to expect that of you if you're free to play. If you're free to play, I do not expect you to get a team of +12 Awakers. But my team is relatively, because I didn't need Hamill +4. I can use him E2, but I got him +4 because I was annoyed at having him at +1. It's just a little pet peeve of me. He was a +1 because I got the fucking scam. The anniversary thing, I got more dupes of him. So E2 is fine here. You see, I never use his overexalt once in this video. But the goal on this boss, in-depth guide, is this boss not his counter, because the first hit is 6 times whatever. So you don't care about that. So with Bluwill, you just build up counter real fast, and it's permanent counter. Unlike temporary counter, which Daffodil does. So it's more realistic for you to do if you're want a low investment team comparatively. Now, Salve is the best team probably for this boss, because you don't die. Granted, you might take a bit to kill the boss, but you don't die playing Salve. The Salve is very strong this chapter. I'm working on a comprehensive guide for this chapter, like I do for every hard mode chapter. I'm currently writing it right now. I'm getting some feedback from people who have cleared it on low investment characters. I will not include whale characters, etc., or people who are complete dog shit at the game, copying comps. You know who they are. People give like dog shit advice. They're everywhere in this community. So it's whatever. Like, people are looking at Chinese guys and are going, sorry, I'm narrating. This is just me playing this fight. So you see what I'm doing, past me's doing. I can talk over what I'm doing, but it's pretty obvious if you've been watching me long enough what I'm doing. But every content creator has a different mentality when making guides. My mentality is +4, the most I'll ever review a character. I will never, I will talk about them well out, but all my rating, all my tier lists, at most, +4, I take into consideration the power level below. Even with G-Doll. G-Doll is very strong at the low level too, but is she that strong? No. But the reason why she's S tier, because her overexalt is just that strong. So my tier list is an average of all their levels up to +4 of the unit. So if their +4 makes up for it super hardcore, I rate them well. G-Doll makes a lot of team comps work. Meanwhile, Clem only makes a few team comps work. She's a complete garbage champion in comparison. Would I recommend a person +4 G-Doll over Clem? I would never do that. I would never suggest that. I would rather fucking commit mass murder than recommend that, dude. So, anyway, Puppet for Dresses. So, I did a few runs of this. I did another run with worse relics. I got him to phase turn 2, but I realized I can just wait a bit for a turn 4 phase, because I'm having the crit relic and all that, so you want a lot of counter on this boss. His gimmick is he gets reinforced progressively as his HP bar gets lower. Now, it's different than past bosses in Arc 2, Because Arc 2 Chapter 2 boss, for example, Arc 2 Chapter 2 boss gets reinforced, but the reinforce is only cleared at end of turn. This boss, the reinforced is cleared when you hit a new life bar of his HP, whenever he breaks. That's the translation they are using right now. Whenever this boss breaks, his reinforce gets cleared. Now he gets progressive reinforce up to 75 if you do enough damage, based on how much damage he takes. Now, people are retarded. People are saying like, oh, it's a 45 now. They literally just hover over the boss and read. Literally just hover over the boss and read. I am surprised at how much fucking misinformation there is in this community, where everything you can have with my guides, or if you read the boss. I read the boss so you don't have to. Now, whenever someone says wrong information, you don't have to read it. You just say, Flair said so. Even though you can link them a screenshot of the boss where it says up to 75 reinforced. It literally says that. I don't know why people are saying the most I've ever seen is 45 reinforced. It literally says 75. So he can build up to 75 reinforced. Wow. So it gets cleared, new life bar. So this boss is a very tanky boss, but a thing about reinforced that a lot of people don't know for whatever reason is that it's calculated after the hits already taken place. So single big hits benefit reinforce. So if you're fighting with a poison counter, you want to inflict your poison counter before he gets reinforced. And you want your big hit just right before it hits reinforced. So let's say you have a hit that does 1,000,000 damage. Okay? The boss is at, what do you say? The boss has 1,000,000 HP, and every 10% life he loses, he gets reinforced. Now, what you do, for example, you get the boss to 91%, and then you hit him with the one big, huge hit. That 1,000,000 damage will get applied to the boss full value, not with reinforce. And then he'll get the reinforce after it hits. That's how reinforce generally works in the game. That's why multi-hit attacks are somewhat bad against reinforce, because if it's a multi-hit attack, in the middle of your attack, he's getting more reinforce. And the next hit, you know how the math works. I'm sure all of you have been through the first grade, unlike Ultra players. So, anyway. So, that's how turn 6, boss are low, and I kill him all at once. So right now, new phase, he has no reinforce. He hits me, he takes a little damage, has 15 reinforce. That's how it works. So you want to build your counter and your poison that does equal damage before that entire thing happens. So balancing in this chapter, I'm talking to other people in the community and some Chinese creators who are whales. They all agree that this chapter is probably the easiest chapter in Arc 2. Because of the gimmick is very strong. Even with Fran, I know people complain about Fran, but if you play Blue, Fran has no issues. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you got tricked in playing Ultra and find Fran hard. I'm truly sorry. It's not like I've warned everyone in every single guide, every single video to not pull Ultra. Sorry, I should have done more. Probably should have listened to people that are not players. But other than that, this boss is probably the easiest final boss because the gimmick's just too strong, and he doesn't do enough damage. He's basically a tanky boss. So Gina, for example, she does a shit ton of damage. She summons a lot of ads. And the second boss, he also does a decent amount of damage. But they die quicker than this boss. This boss, unless you run counter, very, very tanky. Very, very tanky. He counters Doricine at times. I'm tracking clear rate of all the other content creators, and they all agree that Doricine is pretty bad with this boss. Like he's good, he's great, but it's a problem because every new chapter in Arc 2, they make it so that the newest Awaker, Doricine is chase, shits on the current boss. Except for Clem, because Clem is fucking garbage no matter what you do with her. She's fucking garbage no matter what. Now, G-Doll counters G-Doll, generally. But in Dorothy's case, this boss spawns on his ass. He can spawn rebels, but Jellet does more. Jellet does more. Jellet has more clears on his boss than Dorothy on hard mode. That's because Jellet is just stronger. Now, this could be a good or a bad thing. That means that maybe they'll never release a unit as powerful as Jellet or Bluwill ever again. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Because Dorothy did not power creep Jellet at all. Jellet is still top tier. She's still the best Carol DPS in the game. So, Dorothy changed nothing. If you're going to run Carol, you still want Jellet over Dorothy. Now, is Dorothy decent? After buff? Yeah, he's okay. Is he A tier? Probably not. Uvash, because then I have to move Uvash. Because Uvash does roughly the same as he does, and Uvash is a standard unit. Granted, you need heavily invested Uvash, but he's a standard unit. This is a limited unit. As a limited unit, he's weaker than Jellet. I'm comparing it. Would you spend pulls on him over Jellet? No, you would not. So he has some big flaws to his kit in that regards. Like, I think that's just an issue of Jellet existing. Jellet is too strong, and they can't nerf her. They can't nerf her because all the people that pull for Jellet would be angry. All the people that have been using Jellet will be angry because Jellet is God tier. Dorzine is not God tier. He's good. He's very good. But anyway, that's 9 turns. H310. Again, you don't need Hamel. +4. I just have him. AC Wakakis, he heals 45 HP a turn, 91 HP. Very good unit. I'm in another month, I'll get this +12, so he'll be doing a bit more damage. This is all time gated. So comment below what type of Bluwill guide video do you want me to do. I'm working on a welfare video, a video with Manchi this weekend for cash shop purposes. And what else am I working on? Welfare. Oh, my map video should have been released by now. I've been busy IRL. We have to go through a lot of things. On the tax side of things, a lot of things have happened in the real world in regards to my finances, and that's a bit busy here. So and in the crypto world, I'm in that sector of finance. So yeah, pretty busy with that, and I've been playing Satisfactory a lot too. So that's it for this video. I have less counter than my previous video because I wanted to kill it faster, but you can't have 84,000 counter easily with this comp. This comp is what I recommend for most players. It gets you through everything. Most comps can't clear everything. They can clear most things, but there are bosses that have hangups. This comp has no hangup in any content. So, and the only 2 overresults you need are these 2 units. And you'll get them eventually. And you don't even need G-Dog. You can run not here. You can run not here just fine. It'll just be a bit slower. So anyway, that Slayer's out. See you guys next